What's going on? What's going on? I'm Billy Miller, the motivational minister. And listen, God has called me to teach His word, and part of my assignment, my purpose, is to teach life changing information that'll cause you to go from the position that you're at now to a higher one. Even if you're already on a high level, even if you're already on a high scale, when you connect with the ministry gift that I have to offer, it'll cause you to go even higher. Let me ask you a question. Do you find it hard sometimes to say no? Do you find it difficult sometimes to say no? Um, do people bombard you with time consuming requests, or they may have a person always have a crisis in your family and they're bombarding you with it and you feel obligated to do so? Do people ask to borrow money and you feel like you let them borrow it, but you really didn't want to, but you feel obligated? Or maybe somebody asked to move in, and because they're a close friend or a close family member, you want to help them out, but you really don't want to move them in, but you found it hard to say no. The reason you found it hard to say no because you thought the word no meant you're not being supportive or you don't have their back. And these are people that's in your family. These are people that are close friends. These are classmates. These are people that are in your circle. And you want to learn how to say no. Listen, if that's you, you've come to the right teaching. Listen, even if you already know how to say no, but maybe you haven't mastered it yet. Listen, I haven't mastered it myself, but there's an art to saying no. There's an art to saying no. And what I'm teaching today, the title of this message is Say Yes to Learning How to Say No. I know it's like a little word play right there. Say yes to learning how to say no. And listen, this is part two of a teaching that I did last week called Accessibility is a Gift. Listen, if you haven't watched that video, you can still watch this one though, so don't log off. But after this video, go and watch it. If you're watching me on YouTube, I've listed that direct link to that video in the description of this video right here. A lot of you are watching me on Facebook. If you're watching me on Facebook, listen, come to my YouTube channel. I give you the direct link at the end. Make sure you subscribe on my YouTube channel. That way you can keep up with all of my lives and all of my teachings. And before we get into it, I need to make sure y'all can hear me. Listen, all right, we already got Tanetta in here. Thank you. I hope I'm saying your name right. Tanetta, thank you for tuning in. One of my, what I call serious investors. I appreciate you for being here. Listen, if you can hear me, I know you type yes, 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 but if you can hear me clearly and I'm not choppy, write yes in the comment section. That way I know I'm not, the enemy sometimes try to distract. Like right now, I don't know if you can hear the people outside cutting grass. But you know what? I said, hey, I'm still about to hit it live because ain't nothing about to stop this. The devil can't get in the way of this. Nothing's about to stop this. So, all right, awesome. So we good to go. Listen, thank you for tuning in. Like I said, most definitely share this video. As a matter of fact, I need to share it on my personal page, and then we about to get going. But this is a message that we all need to learn. And so, like I said, last week I taught on accessibility is a gift. You know, a lot of people think accessibility is a debt. What do I mean by that? Accessibility is a debt. It's not a debt. It's a gift. And what I mean by that is because a lot of times people access to you, people view that access. A lot of people view their access to you as a debt because you feel like you owe it to them. You feel like it's obligated. You know, because this person is a family member, or because this person is your parents, maybe your children, maybe your cousins or your close friends that you grew up with. And it's hard for you to tell them no because you don't want to sound like you're not being supportive. You don't want to sound like you're not on their side. And so what happens is a lot of times you wind up saying yes rather than saying no. But listen, saying yes, say yes right now to learning how to say no. And listen, accessibility is a gift. And once you realize that access to you is a gift and not a debt, you'll begin to value your accessibility. Listen, I'm not talking about being arrogant. I'm not talking about being standoffish. But there are people who uh, will just show up at your house unannounced. There are people who call your phone at any time, and you feel you're obligated to answer because of who it is. Well, it's my cousin that used to, help me fight when I was little. So you find hard to say no to them. But let me tell you something. Can I be real with you? Can I be frank? Can I keep it 100? Can I keep it a stack? Can I keep it a band? Listen, everybody got people in their family. You have a world. I call it your world, your circle, right? You have people in your world, your family, your classmates, your coworkers. There's people who are in your world. But let me tell you, every family got fools. Like, listen to me. Everybody got people in their family who don't value time. Gotta keep it a band with you. There are people in your family, there are friends that you have. Listen, just because they're in your world don't mean that they value time. They might not even value, and listen, a lot of people who don't value time won't value your time. I just did a series it's called the Time Value Series. Most definitely go check that out. As a matter of fact, I've included this whole series, this series that I'm teaching now, the accessibility is a gift. I put it under that category about time value because listen, your time is valuable. Don't let anybody tell you different. Your time is valuable. Please go watch that series called the Time Value Series. It's 3 videos. It's going to bless your life because this is the year of time value. And people who don't value their time won't value yours. And they'll impose their dysfunction. They'll impose their disorder on your life. Follow me. They'll impose their dysfunction on your life. And you can't allow that to happen. You're going to have to see your accessibility as a gift and value. And when you do this, this is how you protect your peace. This is how you protect your peace, right? Protect your peace in the comment section. Because this is what this is all about. Listen, you have peace, you want peace, right? Your home, you want it to be what's called a home base. You want it to be a place of peace, right? Guess what? You're going to have to protect your peace, right? Protect your peace in the comment section. And listen, the best way to protect your peace is to create boundaries. Follow me. The best way to protect your peace is to create boundaries. What are boundaries? Boundaries are expectations and needs that help you feel safe and comfortable in relationships. And that's why I said, listen, you have relationships, you have people that are in your world. You're not here by yourself. And you're going to have to create boundaries because this is, excuse me, this is going to help your relationship build because you have, like I said, you got every family got fools in it, right? And guess what? If you got a family ain't got no fools in it, guess who the fool is? Okay, I'll just play. But listen, you're gonna have to learn how to deal with these people. Hey Vita, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you connecting with me. So follow me now. You got these people in your world, you got these people in your circle. A lot of them don't believe like you believe, a lot of them don't talk like you talk, but you love them and they love you. But sometimes they don't have things in order. But in order to have a safe, comfortable, loving relationship, you're going to have to create boundaries. All right. All right. Listen, I shared this last week too. I'm going to share it again. There are 2 books that I want to share with you. Listen, I don't get no kind of commission or anything. I'm just sharing you with you tools that have helped me and that are helping me. Because right now, like I said, hold on, let me show you again. The best way to protect your peace is to create boundaries. Listen, it'll do you good to do a deep dive study on boundaries. Listen to what I'm saying. Stay with me. Stay with me now. It'll do you good to just do a deep dive study. I don't care if you got to go on YouTube and watch videos. I don't care if you got to get books. I'm just going to share with you two resources that I think are helpful. One of them is this book here I'm currently reading. I haven't finished it yet, but it's been hold on, let me get this off the screen here. It's been powerful. I'm still reading in it, but it's been good. And it's called Set Boundaries, Find Peace, a guide to reclaiming yourself. And she says, if you think about it, the root of self-care is setting boundaries. It's saying no to something in order to say yes to your own emotional and physical, your own emotional, physical, and mental well-being. That's the first resource. Second resource is this book here. I know that light. It's called Boundaries by Dr. Henry McLeod and Dr. John Townsend. I used to be a manager at a Christian bookstore, and this book was a top seller. This book was written in 1992. And in 1992, over 2 million copies were sold. So this is a real popular book. Many of you may have heard of it before. But like I said, I'm just sharing with you some resources, but you can go and find video. Just do something to help you to learn how to master boundaries. Thank you for all for tuning in and commenting. Listen, I appreciate y'all. Y'all don't understand. But anyway, I want to pour into you. All right. Listen, but if boundaries is the main thing that's going to help you protect your peace, why don't a lot of people create boundaries? The number one reason people don't fail to create boundaries is right here, is the fear of someone getting mad at them. The number one reason people fail to set boundaries is the fear of someone getting mad at them, which leads to this teaching that I'm teaching today. Say yes to learning how to say no. A lot of times people don't say no because they fear that people are going to get mad at them. They fear how the pushback that they're going to get. And so they wind up just saying yes instead of saying no. Listen to this quote right here. You don't have to let yourself be terrorized by other people's expectations of you. Look, take a screenshot of that. Listen, I don't want you to be terrorized nor paralyzed by people's expectations or their opinions about you, because it's going to cause you to make a bad decision, a decision like saying yes instead of saying no. And a lot of you need to learn how to say no. And I myself are trying to master the art of saying no. Listen, I'm not saying be rude. I'm not saying to be heartless, but you got to learn how to say no. There's an art to it. See, many of us have this disease. What kind of disease is that? Many of us have the disease to please. The disease to please. What is the disease to please? The disease to please is a tendency, a desperate tendency to please others. A desperate tendency to please others. Because we don't want no problems. We don't want no, hey, we in a situation we hate that they even asked. But it's because these my people. All right, I guess. And so you go ahead and say yes instead of saying no. You're going to have to learn how to say no. Let me give you an example. And this example may sound familiar to you. You may have experienced something like this. Say you have your cousin come, right? Your cousin Larry. I'm just making up a name, right? So Larry come and he say, hey, cuz, listen, my girlfriend kicked me out. I ain't got nowhere to stay. I just need somewhere to just crash till I get back on my feet, just for like 3 or 4 weeks. Now you got your like I said, you have your home base. You don't have much room, but you got room enough for them. But you don't really want them there, but you don't want to leave them out there hanging. This your cousin, right? This your cousin you grew up with. They used to come beat up the kids that tried to mess with you. This cousin you've been knowing all your life. Now, even though you know your cousin a little hothead, even though you know your cousin, his girlfriend kicked him out for a reason, because he probably wasn't doing right. Because you know he probably not living right. Just because you say don't mean he say, right? But it's your cousin and you love him. You don't really You wasn't really expecting this. He done caught you off guard, but you don't want to say no because you don't want him to think that you don't love him. You don't want him to think that you're not supporting him. So you said 3 to 4 weeks, and you're like, yeah, just 3 to 4 weeks till I get on my feet. You say yes. So your cousin move in. And these 3 to 4 weeks done turned to 3 to 4 months. Follow me? Follow me? And he hasn't mentioned anything. And you feel too embarrassed to bring it up because you don't want it to seem like you're trying to rush him. But he's extended his stay. He's done wore out his welcome. I mean, he eating up the food. He got people coming over there, and you had to check him on that. Hey, I mean, let me know if you're bringing people to the house, you know. And you're wondering, is he even looking for a job? See, you mess around and say yes instead of saying no. It's disrupting your peace. And now you come home, you got an attitude, and he kind of sensing it. You good? Oh yeah, I'm good. And you have an attitude because you expected him to get the hint. We talked about this at the last teaching. You have an attitude expecting him to get the hint because you haven't voiced your boundary. And now you've been complaining. You've been complaining to your friends. You've been complaining to you know, other people close in your circle, and like, I don't know what's going on with him, man. He just come home. I come home. He ain't been he been in the same spot when I left to go to work. He come home. He's still there. And so you finally muster up enough courage, and you say something to him, and then he blew up at you. Oh well, shoot. I mean, if you don't want me here, I go. Right? Are you getting what I'm saying? If you're getting what I'm saying, hit the hearts. If you're getting what I'm saying, hit the hearts. But my point is, you went through all of that because you didn't learn how to say no. Listen, no is two letters. And also, no is a complete sentence. Listen, write the word no in the comment section. Let's go ahead and get the practice in. It's easy. It's 2 letters, and it's a complete sentence. Write the word no in the comment section. Whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching the replay, write the word no in the comment section. I know I get more replays than lives, but that's all good. No in the comment section. No, you got to learn how to say no. Because guess what? In this situation with this cousin, right? Let's rewind it back. In this situation with this cousin, if you would have told him no in the beginning, he would have gotten mad, right? But you would have still had your peace. And guess what? How long do you think he would have been mad? A day or two? He might have talked junk about you, but he would have just moved on because he would have been steady trying to find out where else he gonna stay. And you would have still had your life. You would have came home, been working on your vision, doing whatever you do. But now you spent time. You spent several months allowing this situation to have rent-free space in your mind because this is all you've been dealing with. Man, oh, I hope y'all getting this. I hope y'all getting this. Hey, Jessica. I hope y'all getting this. When you could have said no and it would have been done. You would have still had your peace. But now you don't have your peace. And now the situation has gotten worse because you was afraid they was going to get mad at you. And they're probably going to wind up getting mad at you anyway because you don't blew up on them in the end. Oh, man. Listen. Let me read you this here. I ain't going to hold you long. Hope y'all getting something out of this. Let me read you something that I read. I'll read, you just listen. It says, to be successful in achieving your goals and creating your desired lifestyle, you will have to get good at saying no to all of the people and distractions that will otherwise devour you. Successful people know how to say no without feeling guilty. And see, a lot of you say no when you do find a lot of you. I think I talked about this. I think in the last teaching, I believe. A lot of times, oh no, I mentioned this in the newsletter. A lot of you are part of my newsletter family. I sent out a newsletter earlier today. A lot of you, when you do say no, you feel like you need to apologize. You set a boundary, but now you feel like you need to apologize for the boundary. No, 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 no. Your accessibility is a gift. I'm sorry. I had that up on the screen. That was for me. But that's the book that I was reading that from. It's a book called Success Principles. It's, well, you can't see the light, but anyway, that was my personal note, and I put it on the screen. Hey, we lied, child. We lied. Hey, listen. A lot of you you know, a lot of you got a to-do list, right? You need to start making a not to-do list. You know the art of making a to-do list, right? A lot of you know how to do that. A lot of you've done that. You need to start making a not to-do list. You need to get your journal, preferably the wisdom journal. I'll show you how to get that later. Or you can get your own journal or write it down, notebook, whatever, right? You go get your notebook and you go start writing down your not to-do list. You're gonna have to start writing down things that you need to stop doing. I'm gonna stop allowing people to just put their last minute requests on me because they know I can do it, but they waited to the last minute. No, I'm gonna say no, because you're gonna have to train them to come at you correctly. And how do you train them? By creating boundaries. You go write your not to do list. I'm not gonna answer the phone just because they call. Right? I'm not saying you should ignore people, but some people, when the phone ring, you feel like you have to answer. Now I understand situations where it may seem different. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. My daughter called me the other night, late at night. Now she know I'm asleep. I don't know what made her call me, but she called me late at night. I'm in a deep sleep, but I see her calling, so I answer the phone because I'm like, oh, is something wrong? Is What's going on? Hey, you good? She over there doing the hair. Oh, you sleep? I said, ain't the world sleep? So listen, I understand sometimes you go answer the phone because you think something wrong, but stop being in the middle of something. And just because it's some person calling you, be like, oh, sure, I gotta answer. No, you can call them back, especially if you're doing something. So start making your to-do list. Let me give you a little sip of my tea right here. Good tea. I was trying a new tea. All right. Woo. I hope y'all get it. Hope y'all get it. All right. Hold on. Stay with me. I ain't got much longer. Stay with me. Stay with me. Matter of fact, let me read you a little bit more. Listen to this. I'm gonna read. You just listen. Why do we find it? Why do we find it so hard to say no to everybody's request? As children, many of us learned that no was an unacceptable answer. Responding with no was cause for discipline. Later in our careers, no may have been the reason for a poor evaluation or failing to move up the corporate ladder. Yet highly successful people say no all the time. I'm sorry, let me repeat that. Yet highly successful people say no all the time. Let me ask you a question. Do you want to be successful? Do you want to be successful in your life, in your health, your marriage, your business, in every area of your life? Right? He says, highly successful people say no all the time to projects, to crazy deadlines, to questionable priorities, and to other people's crises. In fact, successful people view the decision to say no as equally acceptable as the decision to say yes. Just like you can say yes, just as equal, you can say no. And listen, there's a warming, like I said, I'm not saying be rude. I'm not saying just, go and be like, just no, right? But even in a situation like with the cousin, there's a calming way to say it. And if they don't get it, then they just don't get it. But that's not your fault. That's not your responsibility. That's not your business. You did your part. And listen, let me give you the common way to say no. There's several ways you could do it, but this is just an example. And you can rewrite this or take a screenshot of that if you're on your phone. You can rewrite this however you want it, how you make it fit to the way you talk, right? But a common way to say no to people is say, hey, it's not against you, it's for me. Listen, there's nothing personal against you, but I gotta say no because of my situation, because of for me. And a lot of times people are understanding. And if they're not understanding, they wouldn't be understanding anyway. And it's probably somebody you would have, because you're gonna wind up having regrets if you keep saying yes when you should say no. Listen, the more you say no to others, the more you'll be able to say yes to yourself. Chew on that for a minute. The more you say no to others, the more you'll be able to say yes to yourself. Well, the same way is also in the opposite. The more you say yes to others, the more you'll say no to yourself. Aren't you tired of saying no to yourself? For people who are ungrateful, for people who feel entitled, for people who many of them don't even care about you anyway. Learn how to say no. Learn how to say no. Thank you, Tanetta. Learn how to say no. All right, this is my last quote. I'm gonna let you go in a minute. Saying yes when you really want to say no is a no-no. Saying yes when you really want to say no is a no-no. And just this point right here, I got about 25 to 30 more minutes of teaching just on this point. I'm not going to do it today. So I'm actually going to do it as a bonus teaching, maybe a part 3 to this. So maybe next week. I don't like to do my videos too long. I just want to give you enough to keep you engaged, give you enough to chew on. I hope this was empowering to you. I hope this was informational to you. I hope this was inspiring to you. If you want to watch this next teaching that I'm gonna do, like I said, it's probably be next. I'm not sure if it's gonna be next week, but it is going to be at some point. I'm gonna do a follow-up teaching, and the teaching is gonna be called saying yes when you really want to say no is a no-no. And what this teaching is is about 3 consequences of what happens to you when you don't say no. There are 3 now that's more than 3, but I'm going to be teaching on the top 3, the main 3, the 3 I want to focus on, 3 consequences for not saying no. And listen, so if you're watching me on Facebook, a lot of you are on YouTube, but a lot of you watching me on Facebook, listen, subscribe. Make sure you go to my YouTube channel. All right. And you need to subscribe. And the reason I want you to subscribe, because when I do this teaching, that way you can get notified. Listen, don't just after you hit the subscribe button, I want you to take it a step further, right? Because it's good that you hit the subscribe button, that red subscribe button. But make sure you click the notification bell. I think it's called, you select all. This way you get notified every time I do a live teaching. And then last but not least, of course, like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, and share. Share this with somebody who you think it'll bless. And earlier I mentioned to you, let me show you this. Let me give you this right here. Hold on. Let me get a little sip of this tea. I hope this was enjoyable. Hope you enjoyed what I shared today. If this was impactful to you, write yes in the comment section. That might have been invested in that tea. All right. So we about to end. I wanted to share this with y'all. I showed you this earlier. This is the wisdom journal. All right, it's a hardback. All right. So when you're writing your to-do list or writing down your dreams, writing down your vision, this is a product offer I have for you. Writing down your goals. It's a hardback. It's called the Wisdom Journal. I have a different journals. I have some of them that are notebooks, like that spiral, like this here. But the one I want to talk to you about today is the Wisdom Journal. I like this. It has this little flap thing here that closes it, keeps it closed, right? You can take that off. And then it has, you're not gonna be able to see it, but it's lines on the pages, right? Just like a regular notebook with the lines. You can't see it though because of that light. It also has a ribbon here, all right? And it also has this part here that I like. It's like a little pocket here. You can put business cards, loose notes, index cards, highlighters, whatever you want in there. And yeah, wisdom journal. Listen, journaling is a good thing. Listen, you've heard me say it before. Take your pain, put it on paper, and turn it into power. How do you think I got so many books? But not just pain, but principles, lessons you've learned, thoughts that God's been giving to you. Write it down, put it on paper. Wisdom journal. Go to whateverdevil.com. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll put the direct link in the description of this video. If you're watching on Facebook, you can go to whateverdevil.com right there and just type in, and you'll see the button that says, the tab that says no books. You'll see this one and plenty other ones there. Invest in it if you like. Let me look at the comments before I leave. Thank you. Tanetta said that it was impactful. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining, Tanetta. I really appreciate you being here. It's one of my serious investors. That's what I call. I call those people who bought all 4 of my books. She bought all 4 of these books. Jessica did too. She's on there. She has all 4 of my books. I got a lot of people who I call my serious investors. And if you want the books, go to whateverdevil.com too. You can get all 4 books. And then thank you, Vita, for joining. I actually just connected with Vita on Instagram, and she's connected with me on YouTube. I appreciate you. One of my and you just signed up to my newsletter too, I believe. So thank you for tuning in, Vita. A new connection. Most definitely share this with others. I think for everybody who's here, I think for everybody who's going to be watching the replay, and that's it, man. I had fun. I hope you had fun. Like I said, stay tuned in for part 3 of this message. Like I said, it may be next week. We shall see. All right. Listen, I love y'all. Hold on. I got one more comment. Hold on, let me go. Oh yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, y'all take care. Y'all stay up. Y'all stay blessed. And always remember that the word is your life.